Welcome into your reading, Sagittarius Rising Signs. This is a reading for all Sagittarius Risings who identify with the Sisterhood of the Rose. And what I have done is I have, through meditation and in meditation, called in my connections with the Marys for us to help choose the appropriate decks for each rising sign for the messages that the Marys, had for everyone. To kind of help us, here's the pendulum. I just wanted to show that. So I just use the pendulum when I'm choosing decks, and the Marys kind of help choose what are the appropriate decks for each particular rising sign. And they were very wordy, so I apologize in advance. These readings might be a little bit long. You are going to receive 4 main cards, 4 clarifying cards, 3 soul growth cards that are really going to help maybe point to some of the deeper workings that are unfolding in terms of your soul's mission or your light worker's journey, so to speak. And then we also have a guidance and a support card that is coming through. And this is really meant to help illuminate what process has been underway since eclipse season, since the solar eclipse in April. We've just had really incredibly powerful astrology that continues to move us forward. After that eclipse, we had the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. We've had a multitude of connections with Pluto and the personal planets, as well as a new moon in Taurus, a full moon in Sagittarius, which might have really brought some things forward right towards the end of May. And then now that we are moving into Gemini season, so much activity is already just opening us up. So we are almost to the Gemini new moon, and really just wanted to kind of help provide some information as to what deeper process is underway. So your first card was Temperance, and this is from the Angel Ascension with the Angels Tarot deck, which is one of my favorite decks to use. This is the back of the deck. I really love it. It's very high vibrational, and even when the cards come through upside down, which yours did not in this case, but when they do, it really just indicates a slight stress or something along those lines. So this card here discusses maybe the overarching theme of what you might be going through. And so maybe you're finding your own self in a time where you are kind of coming into this space of learning patience, learning how to tune into the now moment, how to recognize that time is really just an illusion. And if something hasn't been coming through in the proper timing for you, or it doesn't feel like it's showing up and you're needing it, this is just a reminder that time is just an illusion. As multidimensional beings, the illusion of linear time can be just one aspect of this dimension that we're learning to navigate. And so in the now moment, that's the only place that we can begin to create the right reality that we wish to experience. And through our own sense of patience with the process, we can begin to find our way back home and realize that things that are calling to us, they are already existing or in existence, but on another timeline. And so when that thing, when that person, when that basically any seed that you wish to manifest and grow, when it begins to become a physical reality, that's always when it's in alignment with your personal divine timing. And so this is a time for you to tune into your angelic support, to tune into your own personal spirit guides, and to begin to lean into allowing that divine timing to show up in perfect accordance with, what you need. And remembering that the universe has your back, that forces are working in your favor, that you have benevolent guides in your favor. And it's not something that you need to force, but rather when you tune into yourself as source, then you can manifest forward what it is you need. So our second card here is an upside down Nine of Pentacles. And again, I say that when it's upside down, it's really just indicating that there is maybe a growth path here. And so this Nine of Pentacles is really focusing on abundance, focusing on a prosperity mindset, and feeling that that is being mirrored back to her from the universe. And it's a reminder that prosperity is our natural state of being. It is a reflection of knowing that you are an unlimited creator and you are able to tap into that power through your own personal energetic consciousness. And our angels, our guides, are constantly here to remind us that we are that we do have that ability to do that. And so even if there has been a stress or a challenge in relationship to the feeling of your own personal ability to grow and build riches and abundance for yourself, just know that that is something that you can shift the frequency internally yourself by dropping back into flow and by opening back up into a state of receptivity to allow your angels to help deliver to you the highest path of your personal abundance. So the next card here is an upside down Four of Wands. And this is potentially indicating something that hasn't quite finished yet, because this is a card of completion. And it talks about a couple sharing their happiness and their fulfillment in accomplishing goals together. So the completion of a journey or a task is the part of the ending of a cycle. So it talks also, this card talks about the ending of a cycle coming to be, or perhaps almost finishing up for you. And that when we are at that stage of completion, we're both receiving the reward, but it's also a bit bittersweet when we're at the end, because now we know that something has come to its completion, it's run its course, and it's served its purpose. And there's always a divine purpose when something has completed itself in our life, when something has run its course. And we might not always understand what that underlying purpose is in this moment, but again, messages to tune into your guides and your highest aspect, that eternal aspect of self, to help show you what it is that is in the process of coming to completion. And your last of the main four topic cards is an upside down Knight of Cups. So this indicates someone who is charming, giving a rose as a way of expressing love. And what this card is discussing really is how some of the most significant events that we experience in life are the arrival of those who are meant to show up and experience loving connectivity with us, experience a deep union and a loving connection. And that can happen in all types of relationships. It can be, of course, romantic or sexual in nature, but it can also be friendship and family-based. And when love is all around us and infinity, we really start to begin to feel into the fact that we are that love. And so the presence of the love that is around us in our relationship is also a reflection of us bringing that love forward as ourself to be really a part of the equation. And when we become aware of that reflection in those connections as being a reflection of our own love, we can then also become more empowered to shine our love exactly as we wish for that to shine, to connect in the way that we wish for our connections to be held. And it allows us to create miracles within those connections that can serve really as these deep healing catalysts along the way of our journey. So let's get some clarifiers for the path ahead. So these next 4 clarifying cards are coming to us from the Akashic Tarot deck, which is another one of my favorite decks. And it just really digs in a little deeper. And so the first card here is an upside down, the Oracle of Delphi. And so in reverse, this card indicates that there might be a little bit of denial of your personal inner voice in some way. Maybe you have not been listening or noticing messages coming into you from spirit. Perhaps you've been resisting your own intuition, or sidelining your gifts or anything related to your own personal ability to be the oracle. So whatever the case is, this card is asking you to wake back up to the power of the messages that are coming through to you. And that when you deny them, you are undermining yourself, and you're also undermining that alignment that is pushing you forward into what it is you do wish to achieve. So light the torch within and allow yourself to listen to the voice, to respond to your inner voice, and to become that oracle in your own life. And so one thing that you could do is you could try to practice simply closing your eyes and going within, breathing into the space of your heart, and really begin to call in that highest aspect of self, focusing in on your third eye, and allow yourself to feel your psychic energy growing in this space within the body, within the middle of like if you took a cross section behind in your forehead, behind your eyebrow bone, and just allow yourself to spend time here getting to know this aspect of self. Sometimes I like to do even autonomic journal writing to just simply allow whatever wants to flow through to begin to flow through. And that was one of the first ways I began to channel in my messages in from spirit really loudly. So your second card here as a clarifier is an upside down diversity, which is a 5 of scrolls. So I just wanted to show that to you right side up. Here is the card. And it talks about too many things happening at once, and perhaps some confusion about what it is to do, that there might be so many alternatives before you right now. And you might be hesitating to act on any of them. But this card is indicating that it's time for you to make a choice and to focus on one thing. Don't be afraid that you'll get trapped in your choice. All of the other interests that you hold will still be around later, and you will always have the freedom to change things in the future. Worrying about the things that you're not doing or having now only defines your life in lack. Recognize that choosing a single focus in the present gives you the total freedom to act upon it fully. And so if your life has turned into a smorgasbord of opportunity, just allow yourself to close your eyes and imagine all of the different things that are interesting you, calling you forward. And what could you do? How could you give yourself some permission to begin to experiment and try them on for size, and potentially devote your focus into one of those activities, those things calling you forward? I feel like this has a lot to do with this first card, the Oracle of Delphi, it feels to me as if you may have been tuning out some of your psychic gifts, and maybe these are what are coming online, asking you to spend some time focusing on. So this next clarifier is the Eight of Roses, and it speaks of community. And inside a room, people are seated at a table conversing with interest and with energy. And there's many icons from different groups and societies. There is a cossidus, a sunflower, a Tibetan bell, an Egyptian scarab, a dream catcher, and a Star of David present. And this card indicates that it's a time for you to join or rejoin your group, your ashram, your tribe, your community, whatever you call it. It's a community that connects you with others of like-minded purpose and activity. There are many communities in each person's life, and still more than that, a return from past lives. So you might be feeling yourself being called back to interests that might not even be from this lifetime right now. And this card is urging you to allow yourself to explore your tribe. So maybe that's part of this exploration of self, all of these options. You're feeling it out and seeing what feels like a good fit for you. And this last clarifier is the One of Forces, representing the Akashic field. And so this card shows an aurora borealis flowing with energy and brilliance and containing the charged particles from the sun that have interacted with the atoms of our Earth's atmosphere. And the 93 million miles from the sun to the Earth is nothing in comparison to the limitless, I am getting tongue-tied, Sagittarius risings, to the limitless consciousness that is available to us within the realms of the Akashic field. All information, power, energy, and experiences vibrate within this realm of unending truth and possibility, and every bit of it can be yours as well. Receiving this card upright tells you that an amazing opportunity abounds at this time. You can increase and accelerate the experience by opening the doors to the Akashic records. Your life force energy resonates with universal synchronicity right now, so you can explore the records and receive exactly the information that you need and the energy that can help you in your journey. Engage in this pursuit with a conscious focus. Write your intentions and ask for inspiration. Meditate on the Akashic field and visualize your goals. The universe is ready and willing to align you with your heartfelt desires. Now is the time to make them happen. Beautiful Sagittarius risings. I love that for you. And I really love this pointing you back into your own personal power, your own power to tune and tap into that Akashic field. So this next card is the first of 3 soul growth cards that are really kind of tuning into the deeper journey of what's happening from a higher level. So this first card is perspective, and it says, take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkered vision and reactive frame of mind of me against them. Change your perspective. Shift your point of view and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. We see the planet as ours and ours to own and conquer, pillaging the land and settling ourselves for the eventual extinction. We build fences and walls and create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. It's a time to wake up. A new perspective is needed. We become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realize that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually distractions. We're wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. This life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the unknown universe. And the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find the common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment in the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. Very profound, Sagittarius rising. The next card on your guidance journey is the Cosmic Heart. When you surrender to a state of devotion, you find yourself flowing with all of life. You are being called to refocus your attention deep within, to the intelligence of your own heart, to bow with deep reverence to this inner temple, to live your life in devotion to this place, and to make your life one big moving prayer. Perhaps you've been a little off kilter lately, sensing that the potency of why you're doing things has gotten a little watered down or weak. Perhaps you've forgotten what made you start doing them in the first place. If so, this is your call to take a moment and reconnect with the truth at the very center of your heart. Go back to the essence of what you're most about, to devote your life to what you care the most about, and to turn your gaze deep, deep, deep within. There are seasons for harvesting and seasons for sowing. Right now, you are being called to plant your soul's seeds and to sing to them with deep devotion, to feed them with the sweet waters of your own soul, to lose yourself in the potency of what it is that most expands your heart, to live your life according to what makes you come alive, rather than what everyone else thinks. It's time to make your life one big moving prayer. Oof. Okay, that was a full body goosebump, Sag Risings. And here's your last guidance card here. Look how beautiful the artistry is with these cards. This is called Lost Lands. And this says, the world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and the gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You are being called to reconnect with the lost wisdom of your own soul, Sagittarius Rising. I love this, especially because of all the Sisterhood of the Rose messages coming through. Oof. The Marys are calling you forward, babes. So if you are feeling guided to take charge in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a new creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider, big goosebumps, Sag Risings. Consider this, you've done this before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond your lifestyle, beyond what your current lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and the ideas that you've already been receiving are divinely guided. And perhaps you have been preparing at a soul level for this time. So tune in and feel into any resonance with any ideas of lost lands that have existed in the past. Any other dimensions in time space where your soul may have experienced. And through meditation, through that surrender into the Akashic field, you can begin to unlock any of your own soul's wisdom codes. So if there are any healing gifts that you really worked with in another lifetime, in another space, you could call those to you, through your energy. Look at this beautiful card. This is your guidance card, Sag Rising, and it says Divine Love. It is number 16, so pay attention to that. And it brings forward the allies of pink amethyst and working with your soul star chakra. And it discusses your true purpose, being on a path of self-acceptance and being on your divine path. Divine love is transcendent and sacred, and showing and experiencing it is an act of supporting yourself and others completely and entirely, helping you to make a connection on the deepest of spiritual levels. The energy of divine love is tangible and around you at all times. It is never depleted or inaccessible, and all you have to do is to tune into it, to be open, and to be ready to receive it. Pink amethyst stimulates and activates, opening up the soul star chakra so that you're able to act upon your intuition, which in turn allows you to be guided by your experiences. Pink amethyst puts emphasis on healing, patience, and love, and allows you to fully align with your soul's purpose and path, radiating divine love in a way that allows you to accept yourself and others without judgment. The soul star chakra is key to heightening your relationship with the universe, as it sends divine love and light directly to your soul. Take a moment to lie in silence and place your intentions of divine love in the space about 6 to 9 inches above the crown of the head. And allow yourself to close your eyes. Imagine a gentle pink energy that is flowing through your body, in and around your body, beginning from this space just above the crown of the head. Allow yourself to commit to acting upon your intuition and allowing yourself to be guided so that your experiences begin to fully align you into your soul's purpose and your soul's path that calls you forward. Sag Risings, I hope that this reading has been just soothing for the heart. And of course, I appreciate any likes, any subscribes, any shares of this reading. And I would love to hear if this resonated for you, what might be going on and unfolding for you. And I wish you a very beautiful new moon in Gemini. Take good care. We'll see you soon.